Hey, Dan Meyer. I'm back here once again with more tips on how your virtual assistant can save your day. The idea here is that you want to be able to have your virtual assistant create video content for you. Now, not every virtual assistant can create video content, and the ones that can are really, really gifted. So you want to find a good video editor, somebody who can take your raw video and turn them into something special. Now, that may take some trial and error. It may take the one that can find your voice and your style, but they're out there. And when you find the right video editor, basically what they're going to do is be able to take your raw video, like I'm doing right now. I'm recording a raw video. None of the images, none of the music, none of the intro, none of the outro. I did none of that. That was all my VA doing it in my style using my voice, right? So basically, you want to find that video editor that can get you, that can be your mouthpiece, that can take your content and turn it into something special. And when you do that, this is what you do with it. So when you find that right video editor who can do graphics, or you find a graphic designer and a video editor and they partner, whatever it is you have, once you have all the packaging around your videos that's good to go, you have a good brand, you have a logo, you have a color palette, you're using that consistently, then you want to be able to actually figure out what kind of video should you create. Now, there are 3 types of social media videos that you should be creating. Now, some people will create a lot of some and a few of others, and some people create just one type and make them successful. But for the average person, for most of us, we want to be able to mix it up. But we want to mix it up consistently, and we want to follow a flow, right? So we want to be able to get our audience in a point where they're wanting to binge our video content, where they look for it, when they know it's coming and they're ready for it, they watch it, they consume it, and when they want more, they can easily find more and binge it, right? So you want to think about that. So think about your videos as a TV series, as a narrative, as a book narrative, as an idea where you're taking people on a journey. And when you do that, 3 things are going to happen. Number 1, you're going to basically educate them. You're going to want to take the ability for them to learn something new, to get a tip, to get some kind of learning from you that proves your credibility, that makes you somebody that's trustworthy. Now, you got to have that as a hook, but you don't really lead with that. You start with something that's more personable. You're going to talk about what's in it for them first. You're going to share a little bit of your story. You're going to talk about who you are. You're going to share these things before you get to the educate part, but that's got to be the meat, right? You got to think of every video's got to educate somebody. It's got to do something that gets them to grow, to be better, to be different. If you're any kind of business coach, speaker, author, trainer, entrepreneur, and you're selling something to somebody else, part of it's got to be educating them on the value of what you're offering. So before you educate, though, you got to enable them to be part of you. You got to turn on the switch in them that interests them in you. So you got to be likable, right? So you got to have a nice presentation. You got to make sure that you're easy to understand. You want to have good lighting. You want to make sure that you have consistent imageries as far as the graphics and the logo and the intro music and all that kind of stuff. You want to enable that engagement, right? You want to build something where they're going to want to say, oh, I want to hear this person. Now, the content may hook them, but it won't keep them very long if you're not personable, if you're not likable. So the likability's got to come right away, but it's got to be teased with a bit of the trustworthiness that comes from educating, right? So your videos have to both enable and educate. Now, in longer YouTube videos that are more than a couple minutes, you can do all 3 of these things. You can enable your audience, educate your audience, and empower, which we'll get to in a minute. But if you're doing short, quick videos, TikTok is great for enabling your audience. It's for getting them to like you. It's like saying, hey, come into my world. Hey, I want to choose to follow you. I want to choose to see what you're doing. I want to choose what you're up to. That's enabling, right? And that's what really short, quick, fun reels are for. If you look at reels on IG, some of them are also educational because people put a lot of pop-ups as they're doing things. They're dancing or they're putting their hands up, and there's things popping up that are tips, that are tricks, that are strategies. So you can do both at the same time. But again, you can't always do everything, especially in short videos. So think about, do you want it to be one to enable? Do you want it to be one to educate? Or most important, do you want to be one to empower? What's your message? What's the end result? Now, you can tease this at the beginning, saying, if you watch my videos, you're going to get much better at using a virtual assistant, that you're going to be able to have a virtual assistant consistently save your day in your business because they're doing things you can't do or don't have time to do yourself. So that's the empowerment piece. You're freeing up people's time. You're freeing up people's ability to do things. You're making things better, faster, quicker, stronger, more successful, more profitable, because you're giving your secrets, your tips, your education to them, and you're enabling their access to you. Make sense? Go ahead and I'll go through it real quick, right? So enable them to like you, let them come into your world, educate them on some kind of tip or strategy, something that you know up here that will benefit them in what they're doing, and empower them to be able to be more like you, to do things the way you do it, to give them the not just the tools, but the why that you do what you do that makes you successful and why they should do it as well. If you empower them to get better results, to get better success, to be more profitable, that's what they want. That's why they first came to your video. And once they saw you, they liked you, and then they saw what you can do, and they trust you, and now they're ready to buy from you, to partner with you, to take you up on your offer. So there you go. That's how I teach my virtual assistants to save my day consistently with video content like this one you're watching now. So if you haven't already done so, please like our channel, subscribe below, share it, comment, do whatever you like with it. But basically, we are here to be able to help more business owners like you be more successful by having virtual assistants that consistently save your day. There you go. Thank you for your time. I'll be back again soon with more content. Now you get out there and you have an amazing day.